Hey everyone, how's it going? It is time for me to talk about one of the biggest films coming out this year. It is a $200 million budget. I had to be sure. I was pretty sure it was, but yeah, I had to just make sure that this was a huge budgeted, grand-ass film. I mean, you can kind of tell from just looking at it that this is a film that just does not hold back on giant things happening. And that is Martin Scorsese's brand new film, Killers of the Flower Moon, which I swear to God, he has been working on for fucking ever. I mean like before Irishman, because I remember when this film was like first being talked about. And yeah, it's finally out. That's kind of fucking nuts to me that like this film is like out in theaters. I feel like I've been waiting forever. And only 3 days before my birthday. Would you imagine it? So yeah, that's good to celebrate. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this film for, I swear, for fucking ever. I'm a big Martin Scorsese fan. Probably my favorites are Goodfellas, Raging Bull, and Wolf of Wall Street, but yeah, this might join up there. I really loved this film, and I'm probably going to go back and see it as soon as I can, at least 2 more times, because this film is goddamn gorgeous. Long, as much as people have been talking about online, I swear to God, if you hear anyone talking about this film online, it is talking about either the length of the film or just the amount of stuff that is in this film, because it's long. I mean, I don't think it's as long as The Irishman. If I'm not right, if I'm not wrong, The Irishman's like 5 to 10 minutes longer or something like that. And The Irishman also, I guess, to its benefit, is you are watching it at home, so you could pause it. Thankfully, I didn't have to go to the restroom at all during this movie. I didn't even go after the movie, so good bladder day. And I had a full-on drink. I guess I just didn't have to go at all. I got really lucky to go enjoy this movie without having to, urinate immediately. Yeah, it's just, I guess, first thing I will address is the runtime. I guess if people are going to be out there complaining about how long it is, I would say you kind of feel it. It's a lot of information. I didn't feel like it was 3.5 hours so as much as it felt like 3 hours. It felt long, but I did not feel that extra 30-minute stint. It felt about as long as when I saw Oppenheimer, which is another film I really liked. But yeah, I'd say it felt about as long as that. And yeah, so if you're worried about the runtime, I would honestly say don't even sweat it. I think unless if you can't handle 2.5 hour movies, then yeah, this is going to feel like a lot to you. But if you're the kind of person who's like, I handled Endgame pretty well, but this is a film I really want to see. If you really want to see this film and you know you're going to see this film regardless of the runtime, you are looking forward to it, I guarantee it, you're going to be fine. I think anyone who sees this film, who's looking forward to it at most, will have a good time and will not have to, completely fucking stress about how long it is. Because yeah, it's 3 hours and 26 minutes, if I'm not wrong, and I stayed through the credits. I just wanted to see everything. Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed my time here. I thought that this film was fucking fantastic. Basic premise, I guess, of it. It is based on a novel from about, a couple years ago, a decent amount of time now, since it's taken them to get the movie out. But it's a novel about the FBI looking into these Osage tribe murders. The Osage tribe basically got rich because they had oil on their lands, black gold as they would call it, and they could profit and rise their area from that. But yeah, it was and then of course there's all these murders going on by white people, and the white people, of course, they see someone Osage tribe, they're like, oh, they're playing golf, they're living our rich and luxurious life. I don't know, I feel like that's more for us. Can we take that for free and be lazy bitches? So yeah, there's murders going on, and of course, at the top of all of that is this leader of Osage, which I won't give away who it is. And of course, this is the kind of film that you wouldn't want to get spoilers into, but it is a film that's based on historical events. There was no twists here, is what I would say. The way the book plays out, which I have read the book, it builds on the mystery of everything. You're trying to figure out who is doing this, who did what thing. This movie, it's pretty obvious from the get-go who's doing it, because within the first 15 minutes they literally tell you all right, here's a basic plan. Now sure, they don't tell you everything, but you kind of know who's doing it. So I won't 100% give it away, but if you've even seen the trailers, you probably know what is going on for the most part. But instead of playing it as a mystery, a crime mystery, we get this very emotional and devastating fucking drama, because not only is it this romance and love between Lily Gladstone, who plays Molly, and Leonardo DiCaprio plays the husband, Eric Burkhart. Burkhart. Is it Buckhart or Burkhart? The fact that I always forget that. But yeah, it's more about the relationship between them and how Ernest's uncle kind of like forced him into that way of life. Because Ernest is kind of a dumbass, if I'm being honest. And this is a character that kind of I heard people online talking about like how it feels like if you took the teeth and the crazy amount of energy that he gave to the role in Django Unchained, and then you just mixed it with his Rick Dalton performance from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, you probably would get Ernest Burkhart as the character that he's playing here, but it is an amazing performance. There are two scenes in particular where I was like, holy fuck, this is definitely like top 3 Leonardo performances, like for sure. Hands down, this will get him nominated. I don't know if he'll win, we'll have to see. But he's pretty fucking great. And on top of that, Molly, played by Lily Gladstone, also fucking incredible in this movie. Her performance is very held back, but just with her eyes, you can tell everything she is thinking at every scene. Like, you do the dialogue for her, and that's how impactful and enriched you are in her character. And I definitely think she is the most standout part of this film. And that's not to diminish Leonardo DiCaprio, who is amazing here, just as good, in fact. Or Robert De Niro, who will also get nominated and is fucking incredible in this film as well. Everyone does a great job in their roles, and you just feel so impacted into the situation. I think this reminds me of when I saw Judas and the Black Messiah. I watched it at home because Sundance was doing online, and I got to watch it like 2 weeks before it was already going to be streaming because it wasn't really going to any theaters at the time. So I had the chance to see it a bit early, and I remember just feeling that devastation that you know is constantly coming, and when it happens every time, you're just like, fuck, this sucks. Not that the movie sucks, just the situation and what you're experiencing is just so fucking heartbreaking. And yeah, this is a film that will do that to you. So if you are very sensitive to murder, to the loss of loved ones, to broken relationships, just to any of that stuff, obviously don't go see this movie. To be fair, it is a Martin Scorsese film, and if you know anything about his crime films or dramas of the past, you know that they are pretty deep, dark, and dense. But there is humor in here too. So I guess if you're wondering if this movie's like slow burn, just straight up drama, heavy hitting film, there is some good humor in here. There is some light ideas in here and stuff that actually boosts the energy of the movie up to feel like you're watching a film more on the level of Goodfellas. It doesn't feel super slow burn and just constantly heavy hitting, but when it does hit in those scenes, it hits really fucking hard. Production design and score. I want to talk about the score. I don't know who did the score. I'll have to look that up. But I was fucking vibing with the score in the theater. I hope this gets a record release because it's really goddamn good. I will probably be listening to it often now. On top of that, the production design is gorgeous, as you can expect from any Martin Scorsese film. This is a grand scale film because it has like a whole outside western feel to it. It has all these giant oil rigs built for the sets. Just the design of everything is fucking great. It is an amazing film to look at on a cinematography level as well. There's 2 shots I'm thinking of. One where Robert De Niro has his like farmlands and fire burning around the houses, and you just see these like silhouettes of the people who are digging up crops and stuff. And it's just like such this intense shot. I don't know why, but I love that shot. And then this really great shot at the very end, the final shot of the movie, where the camera is just panning up around everyone in the Osage tribe doing this rural dance, and it's kind of shaped in the way of like a flower. And I don't know, that shot was also amazing, but there's many shots in this film that look great. I have a feeling that people are going to fucking love this film. I would be shocked if a lot of people didn't come out adoring it, especially if you're a Martin Scorsese fan. I totally understand if this isn't your kind of film. You probably wouldn't be seeing it anyway, though. If you're not interested in a Martin Scorsese crime film, you're probably not going to be going out to a 3.5-hour movie in theaters to see it. My audience was mostly quiet, although I will say someone on the left of me, like a bit down on the left of me, had their phone out near the end, and they had their shit full brightness on their face. It was like a 60-year-old man, or maybe 50-year-old man. Like, he was definitely an older gentleman. And like a guy in the middle of the movie just went, "Can you turn off your fucking phone?" during like this really dramatic scene where Leonardo DiCaprio goes to visit Robert De Niro in prison near the ending of the film, and I was just like, dude, just ruining this film. Not the guy who yelled, like, obviously he had to tell it, but the fact that it had to happen there, I was just like, fuck, the scene is really good. And the scene, probably like one of my favorite scenes in the movie, is that conversation between Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio in the prison. You'll see what I mean when you see the film, but it's really fucking good. As well as this interrogation scene with Leonardo DiCaprio, swatting flies off of him. That scene was also one of the best scenes in the movie. Yeah, fucking just alright, entertaining, impactful, emotional, and devastating film. But I do really want to see it again. I would love to go see this with my dad. I didn't get to today because a bunch of different plans and stuff came up, but I did manage to go see it. I was not going to miss this one opening weekend. I heavily recommend anyone who's interested in seeing the film, go out and fucking see it. You're probably going to really enjoy it. It's very, very good. And read the book afterwards, because it is a different perspective with even a bit more info than this film can grasp in 3.5 hours length. So, yeah, I would say 9 out of 10. Fucking great movie. Really, really enjoyed it. Martin Scorsese cannot disappoint, and I honestly could see it going up on future viewings of the film, and I can't wait to check it out again in theaters. See it on the biggest screen possible if you do plan to see it in theaters. If you don't plan to see it in theaters because you just don't think it can handle it, hopefully you have a good TV and a good sound system. Really nice sound design and visuals. Really great to just take in. And it's a big film and a long film. Big and long, like my dick. I'm not gonna, I'm sorry. I'm so tired right now, but I'm heading back to a friend's house. So yeah, next review should be Dix the Musical, which I've already seen. I saw it like a few weeks ago, but I want to see it one more time and give my full thoughts on that. I can say right now, I really enjoyed that film too. Very different than Killers of the Flower Moon, but they would make a very fun double feature now that I think about it. Maybe you should go, if you have the time, if it's playing at the theater, the same theater, go see Dix the Musical after you see Killers of the Flower Moon. You'll be devastated, depressed. You'll be like, let me get some drinks in, and let me just watch this hour and 20-minute fucking nut riot, bizarro film. It might actually help. So yeah, I recommend both. But yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon is in theaters right now. That's about all I have to say about it. See you guys next week for Five Nights at Freddy's, and a few days later for Dix the Musical. Bye.